Hello everyone on internet and thanks for tuning in. I am Ryukiba of Ryukiba Toku.
And welcome to another episode of Toku Bros. I am Dragon Zeron of the Tokusatsu Media Center.
Kira may go!
And today, in this episode of Toku Bros, we are going to be talking about Machine Sentai Kira Major, episode 3 and 4, as well as some Kira Major news as well.
Of course, let's kick it off, shall we? So, we're getting a lot of delays going on in the Toku world in general.
In Japan, especially.
Well, not Japan, the world.
Yeah.
Basically, the world's clearly going through some sort of crisis or the bug that's going around at the moment.
Pandemic. Like, let's just brutally honest.
But it's really, it's really hit home in the Tokusatsu world for two reasons. One, filming's just been halted everywhere. So even though we're going to be talking about Kira Major today, Ultraman announced a few weeks ago that they were going to halt filming for a while as well.
Ultraman Z.
Not heard anything in the Kamen Rider world, but specifically Sentai, they have said that they are halting filming Sentai specifically because, as most people probably already know, Kirame Red has been diagnosed with the virus.
His actor, so.
Oh yeah, of course they're not going to include it in the storyline or anything, but yeah, the actor behind Kirame Red has been diagnosed with the virus. So, from everyone at Toku Bros and obviously the Tokusatsu community overall, we hope him a speedy recovery and a healthy recovery as well.
So that he's able to come back stronger than ever.
All of them.
Hold out hope.
The whole cast. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they had to shut down the Tokusatsu studio in general. Like the studio
They said,
yeah,
I read that they were like sanitizing the whole studio after finding out that the actor had the virus. So, like trying to keep, trying to keep our show sort of like specifically about the show at hand.
Let's hope none of the other actors.
Hopefully, because when it comes to Japan, they've had quite a strong grip on the virus anyway, so has most of Asia. And hopefully Japan specifically, where they have had quite a strong lockdown on it, hopefully we won't see too many cases over there, let alone anyone from the Tokusatsu world at all. But talking of which, you were mentioning about the Kira Major single before.
Yes, the full opening and ending theme of Machine Sentai Kira Major is coming out from Nippon Columbia. It should be available on iTunes Japan as well as Japanese Spotify, I think, as well as a few other CD and streaming sites. So you might want to keep a lookout for the downloads and whatnot, because unlike AVEX tracks, Nippon Columbia sadly does not release their music over in America. So we have to stick to pirating, but support the legal releases if you can. So
talking to Sentai news, there's obviously so much going on in terms of American releases for both Kamen Rider and Sentai, but the rest of the world, the rest outside of Asia and America, the rest of the world doesn't get anything in regards to that sort of release. But I know the rest of Europe and Africa, if there is anyone in Africa watching Toku at all, I guess we'll just have to find whatever way possible to get hold of anything Toku related. Let's talk about Sixth Ranger rumors, because those have been going quite rampant in the forums lately. Two specific rumors that I've heard. One is that they reckon that Kirame is going to be Silver as a Sixth Ranger, but one that's specifically ringing aloud is that another A Ranger will actually be purple and black, but that was revealed on April Fool's, so who knows whether they're taking us for a joke or not.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. It'd be cool if they actually did adopt the purple, because silver and gold are kind of getting used a little bit too much now. So I do think they should try to stick to another color before doing the gold or something, you know what I mean? Or maybe even bring back the Bangai heroes.
The what heroes?
Bangai, or Banzai. Basically, the actor hero like that, the Bond guy
Oh
from
yeah, I know what you mean.
Goldfinger, and
Yeah, I get what you mean. Because Ghost Knight was one of those, and then
mhm.
they kind of made him like a sort of funny ranger in the Power Ranger universe. But
He was a weird
without
character.
Megaforce, the better, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, going back to Sixth Ranger rumors. I mean, when it comes to the fact that it could possibly be the uncle who was actually the focus of episode 4. It is funny that like purple and black being the color themes of Machine Chase from Kamen Rider. And like again, like the fact that the uncle had like a dinosaur train kind of really point, and the fact that they've actually released the Sodo for that, no, multiplar. They've released the multiplar for the
Mm-hmm.
dinosaur train that we saw in episode 4.
Mm.
A very strong indication that
That it might become a
Ranger,
mech coverage.
or like I mean, the thing is, because I'm hearing, because I've heard vague rumors of the Sixth Ranger being silver, it could be a case of like this, this uncle becoming a ranger like the one from Kyoryuja, like the deaths.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Uchimari.
like I think it was called Kyoryu Death, or like the one that
Oh, Death Future.
Death Ryuja, yeah. So I think he could possibly be one of that, in my opinion. But
That'd be pretty interesting to bring see that
well,
concept
because
being
again,
brought
like,
back.
because I mean, you got to remember that the main 5 are based on jewels, so even having a silver or gold kind of doesn't quite make sense. Maybe if it's silver but actually crystal, but then the uncle becoming a ranger would probably be like Death Ryuja, maybe a dark
Mhm.
ranger. So nothing's been really confirmed yet, and the rumors are, we're literally going to get into overdrive. But the
Yeah,
thing that I've heard,
and like with the scan basically disappearing
I mean,
and
the one
whatnot.
thing that I've heard as well is because they've halted filming, that we could possibly get a Sixth Ranger reveal before mid-May.
Hmm. But I do gotta ask, what happens if this thing continues until after May? What do you think is gonna happen?
It's
Like,
going to be a tough one
it,
because different media outlets have been doing different things. So I guess it's just a case of, watch this space, literally.
it'll be. I think they should maybe do CGI or something. Maybe like outsource like I
I don't
know.
know. I mean, you say that. I mean, you say this. I mean, in the Power Ranger universe, they've been talking about doing an animated series for years and years. But I am
Yeah.
against it simply because I am for the live action that is Tokusatsu. That's just my
Hmm.
standpoint on that. So we're talking about episodes 3 and 4 of Kira Major today. So episode 3, thought. So give us a summary of it.
Basically, episode 3, we have like our blue hero. Basically, he's an actor. Like he's considered like a very trendy actor, an action actor in Japan, and like basically, he never shows his pain on camera or his he never shows emotion on stage. He only focuses on the craft. And then, while during this episode, he basically gets caught with his helmet over his head, and or whatever it's called. It's basically a
Device.
torture device.
I
Yeah.
think
And,
I don't know. Some places in the world call it a vice. Some places call it a clamp.
hmm Well, like basically, he has it over his head, and like basically, they changed the movie around so that he does it. And then, while behind the scenes, he basically has to struggle with it, and he's like, "I'm trying to hide my pain and whatnot. Like I need help, And like basically, they basically force him to try to be like, okay, you need to chill out, like you know what I mean. So therefore, he has to hide it until the end of the episode, where the Kima Major basically tell him, you need to be able to just like we know you're in pain, stop trying to hide it, and like so therefore we see him basically just show his pain and whatnot, and they make fun of him at the end. So
See, I
it is a
mean, when
pretty
it comes to the episode, I mean, just to kind of work backward on it. I mean, again, they're really sticking with the Ultraman style giant monster with their Gigantua versions, and again, they
I think it
where it's
works.
not the same. See, I feel mixed about it because, well, simply because it just, one, it feels Ultraman, and two, it feels less Sentai than it normally would do. I mean, when it comes to the episode as a whole, I mean, I like how, like, because we've seen, like, over the decades, we have seen, like, you take, because when I was watching this whole episode of how Kirama Blue has to be, like, the focus of everyone's admiration, it's kind of is a little bit similar to Deca Blue. I'm the cold, cool hero, and yet, he would just go off and do his own thing, whereas Kirama Blue, he was kind of a little bit like that. But then we do see him where he has got this pain going on. He's like, oh well, I mean, it's kind of ironic that it's a little bit cliche that they attach the fact that in his acting role, it was like seniors were all like, oh, we will take care of it if you want us to, kind of thing. And then Kirama Red has to do that just to get him to back off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too sure how I felt about that. I mean, the comedy was a little bit, I'd say it was actually on point.
Yeah, the comedy been pretty well like this show. Like it hits hard, like it hits, and that's what we need in Sentai. Because sometimes some jokes just don't really work that well. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I like the joke. You know, I mean,
Would you say episode 3 felt a bit of a filler though?
A little bit, yeah. Like I do kind of wish we'll see more about like why like Blue is so serious. You know what I mean? Like maybe early in his career, he was
like when it comes to the other 4, there's gonna be like because you can call it a filler, you can call it character building, but it'll be interesting to see how that pans out in terms of the other 4. Going on to episode 4. I'm going to talk about how in this episode we do see the uncle character sort of come out in a dinosaur train, which again could hint at him and his connections to the Crystalia world and whether he's going to be a good guy after all. But it does have like that cliche vibe to it, but it's so self-aware. So like even in episode 3, you've got like Kirama Blue breaking that fourth wall. But then in episode 4, you do kind of see that whole cliche trope. Oh, I'm going between good and bad, but I need this thing to remain good. So Mabushina goes to get the crystal, but then the other Kira Majors are like...
Yeah, yellow and red,
right?
mostly.
Yeah, it was primarily yellow and red, but it's like, oh, this is a trap, right? It's like, it's kind of like, it's kind of got that self-awareness to it that I like. I mean, again, it's kind of got potential, and I've got to admit, I am actually enjoying that kind of episode just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be honest, watching it, I wasn't thinking about the dinosaur train meaning anything, and then going online and seeing people like, oh, that's going to be like a thing, right? So I think it'd be quite interesting to see if he does become like a Death Ryuja style character, or even if he does go back to being good. But again, the fact that he's the one thing that I'm not getting, for the whole thing. So 4 episodes and episode 0 in, you've kind of got the fact that the uncle is like a black. I think the mineral's called topaz, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're based on crystals, they're based on jewels, and then you've got this uncle who's like this thick black looking character.
I think it's gonna be like coal or something. You know what I mean? Because coal is basically like.
I don't think he's meant to be based on coal, but I don't know.
Because coal is basically like mineralized rock that sediment over time. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but it's not. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know, and like with how scans are now, because of what happened last year, we basically will never know about what the show plans to do. You know what I mean?
Sure. So let's talk about a couple of aspects that we missed last time. What's your thoughts on the mecha that we've seen so far?
I love it. I get so many Ghostbuster vibes and whatnot, and I also like the special effects. It's something about it just seemed very fresh to me. You know what I mean? Like it's like they're trying to bring back more pyro or more practical effects in general, and that's what I'm a big fan of. I don't like them using CG all the time. So when they use practical like fire explosion and like the dust whatever it's very interesting to see that happening more and more, and eventually hopefully if they decide to extend the budget, they'll increase more so that it consider tokusatsu and not CGI effects. You know what I mean?
See, I thought on one hand, I did feel that they were using a little bit more CGI than I'm used to in the last couple of years of Sentai, because they have been trying to make it more live Gatai lately.
Hmm.
I will still say, like, when it comes to the mecha, I mean, apart from the whole Kirame Red design them all, it sounds a bit childish, but I actually do like the fact that they are really sparkly. Yeah, so I love
Hmm.
this sort of like, glossy sheen to the mecha. I mean, when it comes to the fact that you got Sky Mage and I think it's Land Mage as well, like
Hmm.
the fact that you've got one mecha with two and one with three, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of been done before. But when it
But haven't been done in a while.
I'm not sure, but the one thing I'm liking about the main mecha, the five combined,
Hmm.
I'm liking the fact that the pink helicopter attaches to the chest, which is very Zoo Ranger, because you had.
Well, I got a lot of Go Buster vibes.
But bearing in mind, Go Busters was like mainly you had the one
Helicopter
and
and
yellow and
then
blue
the
attached
gorilla.
afterwards, and then only long afterwards did gold and silver attach. But for me, I would say like the one thing I do feel is a bit of a cheat is it's really only four mecha combined, and then blue
Hmm.
becomes a sword. So I do kind of feel they've cheated on that a bit.
Yeah, I do agree. I wish they would actually made them apart like the back or something. You know, be like jet. I'd be able to fly. You know.
That'd be quite cool, actually. That's quite a good idea.
Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they'll just like
I
rechange.
don't think so because I think the idea is that they introduce auxiliary mecha before the sixth ranger. That's what I've been hearing a lot of.
Hmm.
But okay, I mean, all right. I guess we could talk more on mecha maybe another time. But just to round off the episode, what are you thinking of the choreography in Kill Major?
I love it. I love it.
No, no, not the dancing. We did dancing last time. I'm talking about
Oh,
like the fighting.
the fighting, it's all right. Like I don't really see anything like that stands out choreography, right? Although I did like the
That's
explosion though. Like when they did the explosion, he was actually hitting him and whatnot, like with the stick. Hmm.
choreography. Like in the first couple of episodes, it was actually pretty decent. Like you had like the four kind of really showing off their skills and that. But
But I haven't seen them do the
then it's
Kirama
like,
like
but I think now that like Red is part of the team, like the last three episodes, I'll say they've kind of really, they've kind of wound down the choreography quite quickly. So I'm hoping that they will actually do a little bit better on their choreography in terms of fight.
because it's starting to
But
turn out
typically,
standard.
one, it's not a fighting based Sentai. Like fighting's not the focus of this team.
Hmm.
But then two, like typically in anything, like in all the Toei two, they tend to have really showy fighting at the beginning and then wind it down. I mean, with like Kamen Rider Zero One quickly, like the first half of Zero One actually had amazing choreography, and then kind of the last 5 to 10 episodes have really wound down on the choreography, mainly because they've gone more on the story. Maybe they could do something a little bit more flashy to really ramp up the choreography. It'd be interesting to see
Hmm.
what they do.
I do want to see more flips and whatnot. Like just like there's like I want to see them working together, you know, and making team attacks. Hell, I even think a rainbow attack for Kira Major would actually make sense.
I mean, you're saying about combining the weapons. You got to realize that one, they don't have unique weapons. It's two swords, two guns.
Hmm.
You've got Red, who's combining his sword and gun. So I doubt we'll get a combination weapon this series. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just, in my opinion, I don't think there'll be a combination.
Maybe
But
just a cannon in
Oh,
general, you
but
know.
like I think again, like it doesn't seem like weapons and fighting's the main focus of this series anyway. But it'd be good if they actually did do some flashy choreography. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I will advertise myself first this time. So myself, Ryuki Toku. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, YouTube, and my Patreon as well as my blog, ryukivatoku.wordpress.com. That's wrong. I need to change that. Taku Bros, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Taku Bros 71, and this very YouTube channel. And finally, Dragon Zeron, he's on YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon, and at Twitter at Dragon Zeron 71.
Yep. And so, thanks you guys for watching another episode of Toku Bros, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.